Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Aussie Gamers Experience Podcast. Joining me in the cave this week is Grejio to discuss the week that was. So sit back, relax, and get ready. Some Call of Duty taking on Reddit, Borderlands Gore, the Corona effect, it's hitting us again, GTA back in the rotation, jeez, Kingdom Snore, we'll get onto that one, and much, much more. Editing Lucas, let's go!
This is the Aussie Gamers Experience video game podcast. This show is recorded during temperatures in summer that are too hot for dragons, and in winter, colder than my mother-in-law's heart. So join us as we discuss video games as best we can, all while dodging redback spiders, brown snakes, and all those other things that try to hurt, maim, or even kill us. But remember, all we need to do is stay alive long enough to see the release of that next awesome video game. Enjoy the show.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 288 this week. Today is Monday, the 24th of February, 2020. Grejio, welcome once again to the cave, mate. How are you?
I am well.
Happy for a Monday?
Happy for a Monday,
Even though you woke me up, you bastard.
Yeah, totally.
I had a big work week last week. A little bit of travelling, bit of shit going on today. So I went, you know what? Greg ain't going to be here for half an hour. I'm going to have a kip. And I did.
Yeah, I found that while I had a power drive.
Yes, there you go, see? Before we jump into this week's, let's say a quick good day to Radicus and the Wraith. Once again, they've already made us chuckle.
Yeah, look.
Let's say they made us chuckle.
Yeah,
There's a bit of head shakes as well going on there.
Deviant life on the Discord chat. So, yeah. Look, if you're into that kind of thing, you definitely should sign up and get into this chat, because it is absolutely a riot on Mondays.
It is a lot of fun. It's a riot a lot of the times. There's always quite a bit of lunacy going on in there, which is always a bonus.
True.
All right, mate. Let's jump straight in with a bit of This Week in Gaming. So we're not going back very far. We're going back to 2016.
Cool, I might remember.
To a game that I have not played, but it popped up and so many people rave about this game, and I don't particularly know why. So the game is Stardew Valley, published by Chucklefish and developed by Concerned Ape. It's pretty much a 2D scroller. You build a farm.
Yeah. That's about the sum total I know about this game.
That is about the sum total that I know about the game.
As a talking point, this is probably your worst so far. Because we're just like, yep, it's a game. All right, let's move on.
Well, the reason I picked it is it's got a massive cult following.
Yes.
And the amount of people that in 2016 had it as their game of the year. Mm-hmm. It's available on just about everything. I think it actually is available on everything. I think it's even on the Switch now. Mm-hmm. Seems very much made for the Switch. Like, it's that sort of style. It's that 8-bitty, high-definition sort of graphics. And apparently it's got a really good story to go along with it. But it's very in-depth as well. So there's little things like you can give... you pretty much build up your reputation in this town, right? There's buying, selling, all that sort of jazz. But you can build up your reputation by talking to no one and simply giving them a present that they want on their birthday.
Nice.
Nice.
That's like probably the best social outcome for most people who probably listen to this podcast. It's like, we do not talk to anyone, but we will eBay you a gift on your birthday, and we're cool, right?
Yeah, and that seems to be the way that works. And
that's on you.
Yeah, I know that's on me. I just come back to the chat at the wrong time.
Yep.
One other thing I keep seeing about Stardew Valley is on Twitter, and a lot of people saying that Stardew Valley makes me believe that I can have things that I can't have in real life, like financial stability.
A successful business,
a house, and and no social anxiety.
Yes.
It's
nirvana for most people to play.
Yes,
that game.
yes,
I get why it's got a cult following.
Yeah. So well, there you go. So that's Stardew Valley. When I looked it up and I started looking at a few bits and pieces, I might actually see where I can grab it, because I might actually have a look at it. If it's reasonably cheap over on Steam, I'll give it a crack, I think. All right, mates. Let's jump into game talk.
Let's do it.
Call of Duty.
Yes.
Are you done?
I've finished it.
You finished it.
So last time we spoke about it, I had been stuck on this stupid Juggernaut, and I wasn't feeling much of it. I was like, this is annoying. I'd walked away from it frustrated. I came back to it the very next day after the podcast recording. I turned it on. I walked in. Now, I'll take a step back. Before I turned it on, I jumped onto YouTube and watched a video.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what other people were doing. I just wanted to see whether... It just seemed to be eating a lot of ammunition on my behalf. And I was like, I'm clearly doing something wrong. So I looked it up. And the first dude was completely useless. He's like, beating the Juggernaut on into the furnace. And then, I find out he's, must be playing it on, the most easy setting. Because, he's literally standing there tanking this guy with bullets while he's also just sponging a lot of his... And then running around the corners. I'm like, dude... No, I'm playing on veteran. It's 2 hits out of a machine, an LMG. That takes no time at all, and I'm dead. No, yep. So you're an idiot. No, you're not helpful. So I kept looking, and then I saw this title, Beating Juggernaut on Realism, and I went, this is my dude. Clearly, this guy, if he can beat it on Realism, obviously, whatever he does, I can use in veteran, and he gets in. Literally runs away from the dude as soon as he gets in, runs out the door like an absolute coward, out of the building, past all these mates who are standing there trying to hold the defensive line, just runs through, runs out the back of the building, jumps on a shipping pallet outside and lies down flat. Sure enough, the Juggernaut makes a beeline for him, walks outside, stands right next to the pallet, unable to target him because he can't aim up that high, and this dude just empties 2 clips into his head, then proceeds to get down off the pallet, teabag him while pumping more bullets into his head with another round. And then walking off. And I just went, alright, so you're a boss and you're 13. So cool.
Yeah.
So I went in and literally 10 seconds later I was done, and then 10 minutes later I'd finished the fucking game. I couldn't believe how close I was to the end. Yep. It was almost I played it for 10 minutes and then turned off the game because I was like, nope, that is actually more annoying. So I turned it off. I went and played something else.
Yep.
And then I came back to it. The next time I was on, I thought I'd jump on and I would try and play something else within the game. The multiplayer wasn't loaded in, so because it's RAM's PS, it didn't have enough space, so I wasn't going through and clearing out games for her.
Fair enough.
But there was enough space for the Spec Ops stuff, so I downloaded that, and while I was waiting, I went back and collected a few more trophies from some of the levels. Anyway, it took longer than I expected to download, so I actually never got back around to playing Spec Ops before having to give it back to you.
You haven't missed anything.
So, yeah, and to be fair, I've played enough in the multiplayer to know what it is,
yep.
And look, if I had the game, I would probably play the shit out of the multiplayer too. But the problem is, I don't have the game, so and I've got other things that I'm playing at the moment. So, but look, as for where I'm at from last week with story and all that jazz, I guess where I was seeing there saying that the story felt like it was dragging, the fact that it was only 10 minutes longer, I'm going to say that probably it was just the right length.
Yeah.
I was probably ready for the end.
Yep.
And not knowing how much further it had to go, it just felt like this was an arduous journey. But really, it was right there. I literally killed that dude, and then next thing I know, I'm crawling through a helicopter ready to finish this whole thing. Right. Yeah. So yeah, look. So the story. I still don't think the story is. It's not beltingly amazing. I don't think it's... I personally this is just my personal opinion, I don't think it's the best Call of Duty story that's out there.
No.
I think there are better ones. But having said that, it's not a bad one. There's definitely worse. Like it is, it's more up at the top end than it is in the bottom end.
Mm-hmm.
And look, it's a solid entry. I think it's a promising reboot for the Modern Warfare franchise.
Do you think the way that... So, we'll just go slight spoilers, okay?
Yep.
So, anyone that's listening that hasn't played it yet, that wants to play it, I'm going to have slight spoilers, but really, if you know anything about the game, you know what's going to happen in the end. So, skip forward a little bit if you don't want to hear it directly. But this game was set as a precursor to Modern Warfare.
Yep.
Right? To showcase the events that lead up to the Modern Warfare story.
Yep.
Do you like how it finished off and sort of started going into that direction that it had a feel like it's opened up the storyline again?
Yeah, I wanted to use the word janky, but I don't think that's right. It's not janky. It felt a bit rushed, actually. That last little bit, where it felt like they were pushing a lot of information in a very short space of time to try and connect the two.
Yep.
Then, there's 2 or 3 scenes that play out that sort of stretch between the end of this and the start of Modern Warfare.
It kind of works in a way that it's shit. This is what's happening. It's stepping you forward to the next one.
Yeah.
The next Call of Duty they've already said is slated for this year. Personally, I think that's a bad idea, but people are going to buy it.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I probably will too, given what this one's given me.
Yeah.
But that'll depend on the release info and what they're going to do with it and all that jazz. But anyway, I like how it tied in and sort of it felt rushed, but it kind of works for that sense of urgency. I suppose a little bit. It's been months since I've played it, but that's what I kind of remember.
Yeah. I think if that's the reason for why it feels like they gave you a lot of information, if they were trying to create a sense of urgency, I think that's just down to COD writers. They're obviously, I don't want to bag them out, but obviously they're not the best, right?
Lots of Red Bull in that office.
Lots of Red Bull, right? Red Bull and sugar. But so if that's what they're going for, I think that's just bad writing. I just thought like I said, I don't have a problem with the information that was in there. I just felt like there was a lot very quickly, and I almost felt like I probably need to watch that again just to fully. I get what they were saying, and that's fine. Yeah, 100%. But I feel like I need to watch that again to pick up the...
I kind of feel like I've got to play the whole story again. Just to...
now that you know the ending, you'll...
but you've obviously just finished it. I finished it months ago. I haven't touched it since.
Yep.
The story side of it, I've been doing nothing but multiplayer.
Yep.
So I kind of feel like I want to go through and experience the story again.
Yep.
And I only played it on normal, so I'll bump the level up and go again, but I'll get there eventually.
Also, carrying on from last week's discussion, I don't really want to do this too much because we talked about it at length last week, but we did talk about the optional scene, the optional gameplay. I want to touch on another chapter that I think has a bit of the same feel about it, and that's the one where you play as the children.
Oh, yeah. Not a fan of it.
Yeah, once again, it's the most stressful level in the game.
Yep.
For me, I found that to be the most stressful level of the game. I almost had to have a breather from that because of how intense... because you're such an underdog in there.
Yeah.
And I'm playing on veteran, it's amped up. There is zero mistakes. You have to play this level perfectly, right?
Well, even on normal, it was...
Yeah, I can imagine. It would still be, give very little room for... The telling point for me was I was playing it, and Rem walked in, and she went, "Are you playing as a child?" And I just went, "Yes." And she went...
And he stabbed the bloke in the neck with a screwdriver.
"Wow, they're really reaching now, aren't they?" And then walked out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right? So from her, just from her, now you can sit there and say she has no context and she's just walked in cold. But in reality, I was like, to be fair, you're not wrong. Like, this is another level that's purely here to provoke an emotional response.
Yeah, and let's be honest, it does.
Oh, totally.
And it is, for all the levels that you go through and you play, it is probably one of the more vicious levels in regards to, methodology of death.
The duality that's in that level, from the innocence of the children to the level of violence in that level, is very disparative. Like, it's ridiculous. And I think there's a part of that I find quite jarring, and I'm there's an argument for whether the interrogation scene should be in this game or not. I'd say there's almost, for me personally, there's a stronger argument that chapter didn't need to be in the story.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
So
that chapter, it 100% with you on that. It also annoyed the shit out of me because when I played it, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. So
that was your juggernaut point.
That was my juggernaut point. Yes.
Yeah.
So, all right, well that's good, mate. I'm glad you've had a bit of fun.
G'day everyone, Editing Lucas here, just jumping in quickly with a comment. It sounds to me like Greg and Snoogs basically want a boring game with nothing in it that will be anywhere near controversial. I enjoyed the game. I thought those scenes were fantastic and gave the game some life. But that's just me, I guess. These guys are pussies. Back to the show.
I've got it back now so I can go and play the new maps.
Yes, you can...
Do what I do.
Do what you do.
Do what I do. All right, before we jump into the next bit, we've had Kazza jump in, and Stewie's here. Stewie has joined us from the other side of the world. So good morning, Stewie. How are you, mates? Thanks for dropping in. Kill 'em all, no sequel from the Wraith. That works. Just no more COD. I'm not looking at the pictures above it.
No. No, I was just trying to gauge the kill them all. I assume you're still talking about COD. So.
I'm thinking he was talking about COD, yes.
Right.
Yeah, thanks for joining in, Stewie. On to the next one. Last week, I sent you a message. Mm-hmm. I think I was actually out on my country trip last week when I sent it to you.
Were you? I thought you might have been playing it.
I don't know. Last week's kind of a blur.
Anyway,
I sent you a message.
Yep.
Knowing full well that you've got Game Pass, and went, you know what, go and download GTA number 5 and come and play with me because I want to annoy someone. Or I want to be annoying with someone, I should say. I have a motorcycle gang. Mm-hmm. My character, I didn't really spend any time creating. Mm-hmm. So it is a female character, but it just looks with,
Got good lung capacity, is that what you're telling me?
No.
Because that is a factor in your stats. Did you put good lung capacity on your character?
No, I didn't. That's why I just left it all.
Because I know I drop mine down to nothing. Like, when am I ever going to go swimming?
Yeah, that's true.
Online?
That's true.
Screw
this. But when you look at my character's facial features, it just looks like a very effeminate man. And
to be fair, that's like most characters.
Yeah, that's kind of like most characters. But then you've been in there getting a tattoo or whatever. Yeah. So she's standing there in, bra and underwear. And it's like, well, that face doesn't go with the rest of what's going on here.
Oh, right. I thought you were just going to say it was still an effeminate man.
No,
she had shoulders like a football player.
Weird. It's just, I should have probably spent a bit more time making them look a bit more female.
Yeah, to be fair, you really don't get a choice with Rockstar games. Everyone is ugly.
Yeah.
You really can't make a pretty looking character.
Yeah.
Facially,
I've got my own motorcycle club now.
Yep.
Before we get into what you've been playing with it, the GTA Online economy is utter bullshit. Just quietly.
Okay, well, because that wasn't quiet, but okay. Well,
fine.
Yeah.
Like if you're starting a business, right? So whether you've got options for a casino, like
nightclub,
a nightclub, or a motorcycle gang, which is what I've got, or a motorcycle clubhouse. Sorry, CEO offices. There's a couple of different things that you can do now, and they're all $1 million plus. That's fair enough. But when you go to buy a tattoo that's $11,000, or, you know, a T-shirt that's $5,000-$6,000,
Yep.
and you're sort of looking at it going, something's not right here.
Yep.
Weapons, ammo, yeah, they can all have the high price tag. Cars, the cars are stupidly priced, so I just steal everything.
Yeah, totally.
But that's kind of what I do, and my wife was watching me going, geez, this game's terrible. Pfft, go away. As I'm pulling someone out of a car and driving off with it. I thought it had gotten better. I understand why it's there, you know, and there's... The economy's there because... And it's stupidly overpriced, because then people go and buy shark cards, you know, and they bump up their money really quickly. Or you spend a lot of time just grinding out and doing little missions and doing races and all that sort of stuff, and eventually you can earn the money. But even doing those missions comes at a hazard, because everyone on there just griefs.
So, like, literally I've spent maybe an hour online since I downloaded it.
Yeah.
It was last night. So I created my character, jumped on, and I jumped on, like, ages ago, back when it was on my PS3.
Yeah.
So, big changes since I was last there, right? It spawned me pretty much into this brand new casino.
Yeah.
It gave me the whole spiel about joining. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll join, just for the sake of getting a free spin on the big wheel, which gave me 2,500 experience points straight up. So there's 2 levels, bang, done, awesome. All right, walk away. Booyah. I quickly steal a car that I can just sort of cruise around with, pick up, you know, the missions that are trying to push you towards the casino heist. And then I was like, all right, well, I need to make money, because this is all sort of a bit blur, because I'm just walking around with nothing to do. So I find the Simium repo missions, which I assume are a very entry-level thing to do when you first get there.
Yeah, so I'm doing bounty hunter missions.
Yeah, see, they were options as well. So, but I just went, I'll just jump on these. So I didn't know what I was doing. I just thought it was like a online story mission, kind of like you get with Red Dead Online. Jump on, and I have no idea what I'm doing. The game's loading in. It gives you no description of what's happening. Yet I'm playing with 3 other people, and I'm like, all right, well. And then we're standing there, and then all of a sudden, there's 2 guys at really high level, and there's another dude that's he's a bit higher than me, but still quite low. These 2 dudes at the high levels, they just literally run. One's got like a Formula 1 car, he jumps in and he's gone. Right? Yeah. And then another dude's got a flying bike. Yes. Right? And he's gone. It's got a rocket-powered bike, right? And he's gone. Right? And then, like, me and the other dude stand there like, going, well, we don't have cars. So we're like, guess we have to steal a car before we go anywhere. And of course, in GTA, whenever you need to steal a car, there's never a car there.
No.
So we're waiting for a car to drive past. I jump in one. By the time I've literally got a car and driven sort of... Because the mission's like way out in the boondocks. Mm-hmm. By the time I've actually got to the city limits, the guys that had the 2 guys, they're already driving back with the repoed car. They're on the highway. They're almost back to me, right? So I literally just chuck a U-turn back onto the highway and follow them and just take out a few guys that are chasing them, like just ramming them off the road and stuff. And then they get there and they win it. And I've like killed 1 person, smashed 1 truck, and I got 20 odd grand for it. And I was like, done. I'm sticking with these guys. The next one was like worth 50 grand. I had even less idea what was going on. Like, by the time I'd watched, because I died in this one, so I spectated, and by the time I finished watching them do it, I'm like, I get what we're doing here. But then, because they just finished the mission, they're awesome. I was in the backpack, really, I was. And sure enough, 50 grand pops up, and I did that. I got that for just dying, so... Which gave me enough money to go buy a car and buy a house, and I'm like, alright, I'm set up at least. It's the biggest piece of shit house in there. It was like worth 16 grand. It's under an underpass, but that's fine because it's right next to a Los Santos Customs, and you know what I'm going to be doing this entire game online.
Yeah.
Fucking do cars. So this is like the best house ever. I don't have to drive anywhere. I literally just drive out of my driveway into that driveway. I'm done. I don't have to worry about people running into my car. If you run in my car in that short space of time, you're aiming for me, and I'm going to shoot your dick off. That's because I'm allowed to do that in GTA Online. So I did that, and then I was sort of I did get killed by like one griefer. I was sitting on my phone on the street. I wasn't dumb. I didn't just stand on the street and just go, oh yeah, here's a good place to look at my phone for it. So I walked off the street and sort of around the corner behind a shipping container where I could do this without, someone running me over or whatever. So I'm mucking around, and then next thing I know, I get booted out of my phone by this dude, shirtless, tattooed lout, who throws a punch at me. And I'm like, I try to walk away, and then I'm like, no, you just punch me, screw that, I'm going to punch you back. I take a swing at him, he pulls out a gun and kills me, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like, thankfully, I literally just used my phone to bank all my money.
Yep.
So he's getting nothing out of this. I have $0 on me. So I'm just like, seriously, dude, like, what the fuck? But that is GTA Online. I'm saying that, but I understand the dynamic of it. This is designed for this kind of antisocial behaviour. That's essentially what the game is. It's an antisocial behaviour simulator.
Well, I'd like to point out a certain antisocial simulation person, if I may.
Person?
Well, a person in particular. So I jumped on last night and was playing for a little bit. I didn't realise you'd jumped on to the actual online part. You were playing some of the story, so I just sort of left it, I was
just waiting for an invite, bro.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, I'll send you one later. So I saw that Azrael was playing.
Oh, yes, I did see you shoot.
So she was online. I went, cool, I'll jump in the world with her. Go and have a look, see what was going on. So I haven't jumped into a chat party or anything. I was in a chat party with Luke and the Wraith.
Yep.
They were playing Call of Duty, and we ended up playing COD Mobile as well. But so I was just talking away to them, playing GTA Online. Oh, cool. All right, that's where she is. Let's go and have a look. Not realising that she was playing with a group of people that decided, oh, look, here comes Snoogs, that's a level 5, and we'll just run him down, gun him down. I threw a few grenades, just because, again,
yep.
a bit of C4 to blow stuff up. So, yeah, it was quite a bit of fun. I thought, oh, yeah, someone I know, I'll be all right. Nope. Dead.
Nope.
Dead.
Don't trust anyone in this game.
No. I'll get a message from Az, did you put a bounty on me? I'm like, how do I put a bounty on people?
Because if I knew, I would have.
I might
Straight up cold, bitch.
Well, GTA I've been playing a lot. I've got, like I said, a motorcycle club because I played during a certain weekend where they were giving away $1 million.
Wow.
Mate, with the Rockstar Club, there's things going on all the time. Mm-hmm. There's always special things. There's always people trying to get people in. Mm. And one thing I've noticed is a couple of the times that I've played online, I've been the only person in the server. And I've just been able to go and do my little thing, and then other people will drop in and out and whatnot. And because my motorcycle club's up in the very top, up behind Mount Chiliad, I'm kind of just left alone to do stuff, I went on a treasure hunt, and now I'm doing bounty missions where it's literally go and find someone, put a bullet in their leg, they go, oh, leave me alone, and then they follow you everywhere, get in a car, take them to a trailer park. It's a bit of fun.
Cool.
It's nice bit of switch off, but we'll have to jump in together and go nuts.
Totally.
One other for me, mate. Battlefield 5.
So did you answer the question, is it Iwo Jima?
I answered that last week. No, it's not.
Okay.
Although you could probably say that it is, and everyone would agree with you. Anyway,
sure.
Look, I've been just playing the War in the Pacific mode. Just it's such a weird, like you play this sort of run and gun game style for Call of Duty, where people are doing the Fortnite jumps around corners and just that sort of stuff, to an objective based push.
Yep.
And that's what it is. It's like it's like shovels down in front of you, running your heart out to try and get across the enemy lines. And it's just this constant push to get through. And I'm really enjoying it. I've always enjoyed Battlefield 5, so I'm just glad I can get in and switch my brain off, and the sound of the guns is pretty awesome too. Not much really new to report on it. It is what it is. So, mate, we'll jump on to some Crash Team Racing.
Yeah. So, I kind of been playing this on and off for like the last couple of weeks, actually.
Yeah.
So, Rem's like a fan of Crash Team Racing. She played it when she was a kid. It was a bit after my time. Like, it was a bit young. Like, I was a bit old when it came out to be like interested in playing. I'm just like, I don't really want to play it. But she was right at that peak age where Crash Team Racing was really targeted at her. So she loves it, and of course now she's got it. So she's got something to play with the kids, and by extension, I've got something to play with the kids. So yeah, so I've been playing it, and look, while I never played the original, the reboot seems like a really good entry. Like, it gives you the option to play in like classic mode, which is the mode that you would have played originally, where it hasn't got all the boosts and power ups and that they've added to sort of liven up the game. Or you can play
Mario Kart it,
yeah, and then there's like the Nitro mode, which has like your drifting nitros and. Look, I don't know which features are which. So for me, I just play the Nitro one and be done with it. But look, it's fun. You just sit and you play. You earn your little dollary-do things, and you unlock characters and
dollary-do things.
yeah. Look, there's a couple of different modes. Like there's like a head-to-head racing mode, like single racing mode, so you can play with the kids. There's like an adventure mode where you've got like a little open world map and you drive the different races and do them. And then there's different race modes. So there's like just a straight up race mode. There's like a artifact race mode, which is I can't remember how it works, but there's one where you've got the car goes faster and faster each lap. And, and stuff like that. So. There's probably a last man standing version as well. There's a whole bunch of different... There's battle modes where you've got like arenas and you drive around and pick up power-ups to try and shoot each other and kill each other and see how many times you can score off each other. So look, it's... artifact mode is like a time mode, that's right. And it's got all these little dot things around and you've got to run them over and they earn a certain amount of points.
Okay.
And you get 3 laps to earn as many points as you can.
Well, mate... we've both got 2 each left over.
Yes.
So we'll knock one of them out, which is just our generic Minecraft. So we won't get back into that, because that's just our easy switch off. So, you've got something.
Well, no, I was just going to say, I think it was the day... might have been the day that you sent me the message. It might not have been. I think it was Saturday. I jumped on, and I saw that you were playing Minecraft.
That was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Yes.
Right. So I was like, we always talk about the fact that I should always jump into your world and see what's going on. Yep. So I just went, screw it. I just joined your game.
Yep, you did.
And then I was like, I rocked up and you waved at me and I was like, yeah, I waved at you. And then it looked like you were trying to say something to me. So I sent you a message saying, what? And then you got me into a party that didn't work.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on
So
there.
it wasn't going on there. So then I was like, I was just looking around and then I was like, oh, there's that fish tank you were talking about. So I went down, I was like, oh, this is really nice, but I'm like, there's ways you could like jazz this up so it looks a bit more like like you put a like glowstone under there, and I'm like, it's not very watery, like you can use sea pickles, and when you caught them up in the fours, they make light, and it looks...
Do you realise who you were playing with?
I realised at that point, I wasn't playing with you anymore.
No.
Because I was like putting it down, and I'm like smashing it back, and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm trying to help you here. And of course, the party wasn't working, so I was just like... And every now and then there's this tiny little voice, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not playing with Pat. So then I just hit troll mode and went, no, I'm just going to build fast and you can break.
So I'm in my office.
Yep.
Just where we're sitting now, and I'm pottering, cleaning up and and resetting everything back where it needs to go. And I hear this, "Who are you? What's going on?" My 2 kids are in the lounge room, and they're like, "There's someone in my world." I'm like, "What do you mean there's someone in your world?" So it'd only be one of Daddy's friends. oh, no, it's someone called Grejio. I'm like, that's Uncle Greg. You know that's Uncle Greg. Yeah, but why is he... I'm like, he's trying to fix things. Look what he's doing. He put... Oh.
Yeah, so I kind of eventually I stopped, and then I'm like, you know what? It's fine. Obviously, you don't want me to help you with that, so that's fine. I'm cool. So I went out into the middle of the ocean, dropped down. I thought, I know, I'll be nice. I'll make you like a really big AFK cooked fish farm.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So that's what I started doing, and then there was a couple times where, like, they came up, you know, the note where, you know, such and such is sleeping.
Yeah.
You know, join in so you can skip the night, and I'm like, we're in creative. Doesn't matter. So I'm like, screw it. So I just like, I kept working. And about the third time, then all of a sudden I got disconnected. And I'm like, all right, I just got booted. Okay, fair enough.
They booted you?
Yeah. At least I think that's what happened. Either that or it was just a glitch and I got booted and it's just coincidental. But even still, I was just like, that's okay, fine. I get the hint. So
I've been in it.
I'll go play my own world then. I'll go play my own world with blackjack and hookers and...
Oh, that's brilliant. Before I get into my last one, Sniper Elite 4. You jump back into that for a little bit.
Yeah. So, I don't have a great deal to say about this because I've said it's still a great game. I enjoy playing it. I jumped in because it's one of the Game Pass. It's got a Game Pass quest attached to it.
Yep.
So I thought, it's a good excuse to get into this game and keep playing because I've, been distracted by other stuff. And I was like, let's jump in and have a quick game. And there's no quick game in that. But anyway, I started playing. And it's actually bringing me to another point, which is I have a really big bugbear with Xbox at the moment. I'm not sure how this has come about, but it's pissing me off to no end. Mm-hmm. So the last few weeks, I've been getting these pretty consistent updates that just interrupt anything I'm doing.
A lot of people are.
And it's
I'm in the preview program.
Yep.
So I should be getting updates more frequently.
Yep.
And I'm not.
Yeah.
Because it's happened. It happened to me previously. That sort of stuff. Yeah. When I was in the preview program previously, and I opted out.
Yep.
But because you can now play xCloud with Android, so I've tried to use it. You've got to have a controller connected. When I've got a controller, I'm sitting at home, so I don't really care. And that's kind of my vision of xCloud anyway. I don't give a shit. But so I've opted back into it anyway.
Yep.
But I don't get it updates more.
Yep.
I see that it updates more.
Yep.
But I don't get those interruptory ones.
Yeah, no. So at first I thought maybe like an update has changed my settings or something like that, and I've got to go back and check. But I checked them, and they're all like, it's like the do it when I turn my computer on, like my Xbox off. It just when I'm offline, it updates. But like there was it was like pretty consistent. Like on a Tuesday night at like 9 o'clock, it would just come in, and I'm just like. Like, are you serious? Like, and I'd be in the middle of a game, like, and admittedly, it'd be stuff like Minecraft where I'd be like, all right, that's annoying, but I can deal with it.
Can live with it, yeah.
But when I'm like in the middle of a gun, like at this point, I was like towards the end of the level, I kind of screwed up a bit, so I was in a gunfight, but I was like. I'd overcome the odds, right? I'd trapped like everywhere around me, dug myself in like a tick, and gone, no, you guys are gonna have to dig me out.
Yep.
And through their sheer tenacity, blew themselves up a lot, and to the point where I started to get the upper hand. And then I'm just picking off the stragglers now, and then all of a sudden my game freezes. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then the menu pops up, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe my controller's just dropped out or something like that. And then all of a sudden, black screen, and then it's time for an update. And I'm like, fuck you! You piece of shit! Why? So, Xbox at the moment can go fuck themselves with that shit.
Yeah. Ray said his has been doing it the last few weeks.
Yeah. Last 3 or 4 weeks. It's just infuriating. Actually, I think it's been longer than that. It started doing it before I moved. Yeah. So that was so I'm talking about like back in October, November this started.
Yeah.
But like and there was like a run up where it happened just about once Actually, it was happening just about every time I turned my Xbox on.
Yeah.
It was so infuriating. So, yeah, look, Sniper Elite, awesome. Xbox can suck a dick, right?
Well, moving away from the Xbox to PC.
Yep.
Epic Store released an Epic game for free.
They did.
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
I know.
It's, I've heard good things. I've heard bad things. I've tried it. I haven't tried it very much.
Right.
I've only just started playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Kingdom Come Deliverance at its core is an RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? What happens at the start of an RPG?
You build a character.
You build your character. You've got your...
Do 15 hours of like things that help build you as a person.
Yeah. And that's the bit that I'm in at the moment.
Yeah.
And it is an utter snooze fest.
Yeah.
And, like... I must admit, though, the game itself is optimised really well.
Yeah.
It runs, like, Epic Store. Anything on the Epic Store seems to run really well.
Yeah.
And for my PC, it's no world beater. The graphics card itself's only a 1050 Ti. And, which is probably getting a little bit old now, but it does the job. I'm still running it at 1080 and 30 frames. Mm-hmm. And it's running it pretty consistently. Cutscenes are all 60 frames, but that's a given. Yep. So it's just at that point now where it's talk to your mother, talk to your father, go and talk to your friends, go and do this, go and do that. And you're just going through and building that character and building the style and getting a bit of a... But the way that you speak seems to be where you put your points. Yeah. So like your strength, your vitality, whether your luck or whatever, whatever you play, whatever style you play, what you do.
Yep.
That sort of seems to be where it's going up. It's a grind.
Yeah.
It really is at the moment. It's hard. Like when you've been playing all these games, that you get to a point where you're this OP character, you've beaten the world, and then you kind of forget what it's like to go back to the start.
Yep.
So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I'm back at the start. Look, it seems to be good. It seems to be a good premise to the story. I don't even know where I am in the world of things yet. But set in ancient times of kings and queens and lords and overthrowing of power because of the knights and...
I seem to remember it's like the 17th century like Eastern Europe or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's all around that sort of style. And, I'll see how it goes over the next little while. If we can keep my interest, unfortunately. But that's how it is.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Any other news? Anything else before we jump into the news?
No. Like I said, I've done the opposite this week. I've played a little bit of everything. But yeah, I think that's it. I didn't play any Need for Speed this week. And I haven't played anything new, so...
All right. Sweet. I do have something actually about a game. This is something I was reading.
Sure.
And I'm pretty sure it was like a tweet. And it was
that kind of reading.
No, like someone had... It was clickbait.
Yeah.
All right. And why Untitled Goose Game is just as bad as GTA 5.
It needs more information than that. That is purely clickbait.
That's the clickbait, right?
Yeah,
so here's the premise. And you know what? They've kind of got a point. It's far-fetched, but it's a point.
I mean, they both premised around antisocial behaviour.
Yes. GTA 5, there was a big uproar when GTA 5 first came out.
Yeah.
Predominantly around that you could beat up a prostitute and get your money back.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things about, the physical violence and whatnot that was going on about it.
Yep.
So that's what they're pulling this information from GTA 5. And then from Untitled Goose Game, they've looked at one little section of one little area and focused the whole game on that and said that it is... Everyone seems to think that it's this endearing game, yet you are praised for bullying a child.
Alright, I'm just going to put it out there and say, have you ever seen a real goose with a child?
They bully children.
They bully children.
They bully adults.
Yeah, that's right. They full on bully adults. It's because the most adults are like, come near me, I'll kick you, motherfucker.
Geese are jerks. Let's leave it at that. That's just how it is.
Jeez.
I thought that was funny when I was reading it.
Get a life.
All right, well, let's jump into some news. Our news very much overlapped each other this week, didn't it?
Yeah, we did.
So that is a pretty cool thing, because there's... Well, it's either a cool thing because we're both like-minded and like to see what's going on, or there's just not much happening.
Or we're just both lazy. Yeah, those are the ones.
Oh, well, let's start off with...
He's like, no, that's not it.
That's not it.
Shut up.
I went looking everywhere, and you know what? There's a lot of news out at the moment, but none of it's really worthy. It's
true.
It's a lot of dribble. And there's a lot of stuff that I've been getting which isn't really relevant to Australia just yet.
Yep.
And it's just, it's coming, but it's not here. So, this isn't relevant to Australia, but it kind of highlights what's going on with the world and what we've discussed in recent weeks. So, the corona effect.
The corona effect.
So, of course, the coronavirus outbreak's actually getting worse out of China, and it's a little bit frightening. And now, PlayStation, Facebook Gaming, and Oculus are three of the big names that have pulled out of, was it GDC and PAX East?
Well, these three have definitely pulled out of GDC, and PlayStation has pulled out of PAX East.
There you go. So, it's pulled out of for concerns. I don't know, like, their concerns are... They're fair? No. Their concerns are fair, but the location of PAX East kind of leaves it a little ridiculous.
No, that's right. So PAX East this year is... GDC is in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Right?
PAX East is like Chicago or something.
Is there not a branch of PlayStation called PlayStation North America?
Yeah.
Like, it's where they fucking live. They can show up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And not to mention that, we are in an industry that is driven by computer power. Like you don't have the ability to telecon that shit to a fucking conference. Or just email what you need your overseas partners to say. Like, it's not that fucking hard. I'm sorry, it's just a fucking excuse.
Oh, it is, yeah.
I'm sorry, I got a little bit angry about that, but it's. I'm sorry, I'm just calling it for what it is.
No. I've said it before. I don't understand their marketing strategy.
No,
it seems to have just gone. I don't know what they're doing. I can't even see where it's gone.
No.
But the official statement is today: Sony Interactive Entertainment made the decision to cancel its participation at PAX East, which is in Boston, a far cry from the coronavirus outbreak. This year, due to increasing concerns related to the COVID-19, also known as novel coronavirus. We felt this was the safest option as the situation is changing daily. We are disappointed to cancel our participation in this event, but the health and safety of our global workforce is our highest concern.
I actually read on one of them, one of the things, like one of the places, it said one of the other things they've said was due to travel restrictions. Once again, you're in the same fucking country. Like, it's not like Japan, Sony Japan has to rock up and be there.
No.
Like, North American Sony can show up. Like, it's okay, you can travel within your own country. Like, oh, bloody hell. It's just, I'm sorry. It's infuriating. Just call it what it is. You either can't be asked or you've got nothing to show. Either way.
I don't think they've got anything to show.
No, just call it for what it is. You fucked up.
It's... I really think that this switch to the new generation is what's putting a hold on everything.
Yeah, and that's fine. But just be honest.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think this is going to be systemic of this year.
Sony has probably two games that are really, they're everyone's waiting for them.
Yep.
Last of Us 2 and Sekiro.
Yep.
Shadows Die Twice. That's it. Yeah.
Right, Editing Lucas here. I'll stop you there. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. I don't think anyone's looking forward to the release of that, considering it was released on the 22nd of March, 2019. I'm pretty sure the game you're thinking of is Ghosts of Tsushima, which is a Sony exclusive that I'm looking forward to anyway. Nice little mistake there. Caught ya. Back to the show.
I don't think Sekiro has actually got an official release date yet. I think it's just 2020. And there's some information thinking that it might end up being a PS5 release title. But show us something.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, it's...
Hell, team up with bloody Ubisoft and show us Skull and Bones, or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Just, put it out there in the wind with Ori.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, they said they had a string of first parties that were actually slated to talk at GDC.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not like they didn't have stuff to bring. They've just pulled the plug.
Yep.
So either they were bullshitting to begin with, and they didn't have a string. They went, oh, let's sign up for it, and then we'll pull the rug. And we got the year's excuse of coronavirus.
Yeah.
Which I said weeks ago that this is the card that everyone's going to pull. Every time something's delayed, there's going to be coronavirus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So straight up, they either do have stuff, and they're just, I don't know what they're thinking, or they never had stuff to begin with, and it's just all shown as a red herring, and fuck it, they were never going to turn up.
Who knows?
Who knows?
It's weird anyway.
But look, the only first party that's actually still showing up the GDC is Hideo Kojima to talk about Death Stranding, because
How much more can he talk about that game?
I don't know, he's still trying to explain it. I think he's like, alright, I don't think you guys fully understand this game.
Good luck explaining it.
He's like, you've got to come at it from this angle.
It's a brilliant title, but mate, stop trying to explain it. Let people bring their own ideas from it.
Yep.
And unfortunately,
Maybe it just hasn't sold as what he hoped. His magnum opus hasn't sold. He's just like, come on, everyone, this is a good game. You know it's a good game. Come play it.
I think the wrong reviewers got their hands on it.
Totally. I mean, that's always going to be the case.
Yeah. Anyway, that's been and done now.
Yep.
Okay, mate. The Borderlands movie has a director. So this information was released prior to any information that there was a Borderlands movie in the works.
Look,
I was like, you've got a director. That's great. You're doing a movie. Oh,
really?
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
So the director is, of course, Eli Roth.
Cool.
Now,
It's going to be bloody.
it's going to be bloody. I don't know if a Borderlands movie can work in live action.
Well, is it definitely live action?
There's no information about it.
Yeah, so it's not... Look, you know what I think would work as a Borderlands movie? And it would be right on tone with the game. You'd have to do it visually, aesthetically, you'd have to do it like Scanner Darkly.
Oh, God. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right? You with me here?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So it's the cell shading over live action.
Yep.
To give you that look.
Yeah.
And that would, like, that's almost a must. Like, you do it any other way, you're fucking it up.
Yeah.
Short of, like, going full-blown cell shading animation.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're going to do a live action, I think that's how you're going to have to do it. I think Eli Roth is an interesting choice. Like I said, he's not squeamish about violence.
No.
So that's a good tick in the box for... But, once again, I have this funny feeling that it's a game that's going to be hard to translate and capture the essence of what is Borderlands. Because unless you're showing 1 trillion guns in that movie, and because they are essentially... the way that this game is marketed, that is a character in itself.
Yeah.
So you would have to have, and there's so many individual, guns that play a part in that. You miss one, and you're going to kill the audience.
They're going to have to tone down a lot of it, but the one thing where I don't know whether it would be a good idea or a bad idea, if it ends up being something like a Grindhouse type movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when they had their run a few years ago?
Yep. And look, Eli's right in that genre.
He is 100%. And part of me thinks that would work.
Well, it goes with the aesthetic. It definitely goes with the aesthetic.
The aesthetic, the ultra violence.
Yep.
It's there.
Yep.
But I just don't know. I don't know how Borderlands is going to translate onto film.
Also, I just don't see how... I always struggle when it comes to open world games becoming movies and shrunk down into something that's less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's just too much to put in too small a space. And it will never... You'll literally have to sign on to make X amount of movies, and you have to do, what they need to do is get Eli Roth to do, the aesthetics and then they need to get like Peter Jackson to write the fucking story. Right.
Or they just turn around and say it's in the world of.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, or inspired by the world of Borderlands or something. It's not actually taking a piece out of it. It's there you go. So that's sort of, I don't know how it's going to work. I suppose we'll see some more. Yep. I believe, well, there you go. There's going to be some information released at PAX East, which is later this week.
So we'll hear about it before PlayStation does. Awesome.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, totally.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right, mate, do you want to run the next one? Activision files a DMCA subpoena against Reddit to identify the Warzone leaker.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, the DMCA stands for the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Alright, so the idea is that Activision has asked for a subpoena for Reddit to get the specific user's essentially identification based around the idea that the user has infringed copyright law, this MCDA, or the DMCA, I can't even get it right, as its kind of tool of moving forward. It's an interesting thing. I think it's definitely worth keeping an eye on, but I think Activision has a bit of an uphill push because there is already a precedence for this, especially in Reddit's case. They've already been subpoenaed once before for this kind of thing. It wasn't to do with gaming. It was actually the organizations were the Watchtower Bible and the Track Society. They actually went after a Reddit user who put up copyrighted works of their works, and it actually failed. The courts actually said no, they don't have to supply you with any detail. Essentially, the courts turned around on the basis that everyone has a right to a free speech on a free speech platform within America, and because Reddit is technically a US platform, it's part of its First Amendment rights is you are entitled to free speech on it.
Yeah.
So just because, and free speech is very, very open to like literally, I can say whatever I like. That's free speech, especially in America, when people can get away with racial vilification and a whole bunch of other things under the guise of free speech.
Yeah. One
person leaking information about a computer game really pales into insignificance. I think they've got a real uphill push.
It is a bit of a scare tactic more than anything.
Yeah, totally.
So this user, which is Assyrian2410, they posted on the r/Modern Warfare subreddit, hey, I found this image online last week, not sure what it is. And what it was artwork apparently for Call of Duty Warzone, which is this rumoured battle royale in the new Call of Duty game, or the current Call of Duty game. So apparently that the bit that kind of, it was a first post, it was a new account, they deleted the post, deleted the account shortly after, and that's kind of where they've gone after it, because they don't know whether it's something in-house. That's what I'm reading into it anyway, with what I've read. Yeah.
The other big sort of delineating piece of information, especially between the Watchtower Society and whatever, is that Reddit has turned around and said, actually, they didn't put any offending material on the subreddit. They just put a link to a webpage that just happened to contain. So it's technically not even the offending material that's infringement of copyright isn't actually even on Reddit's.
Oh, well, then it's got nothing to answer for.
Exactly. So, and that's where it's an even bigger uphill push.
It's amazing the difference in information you read, because I The information that I found out about this job or this story was that it was the digital artwork for this new mode that was uploaded to Reddit. But you found it saying that it's... Yeah, I haven't gone looking for it.
Yeah.
I don't particularly... I'll wait and see. We all assumed that a Battle Royale was coming.
Yeah.
Because that's just flavour of the month. It was in Black Ops 4. Why wouldn't it be in this? So I'll just wait and see. But you've got information that it was a link to an offending website. So I don't see them being anything.
No,
it's nothing more really than hey, good luck. But
look, Activision have a right to try and protect their IPs.
100%.
And yeah, look, if I was them, I'd probably throw my weight around too. And see, look, they've got money to literally take whatever, flick it at the wall, and see what sticks.
Yeah.
If it doesn't stick, then they're like, well, the damage is already done for them. So they've got nothing to lose.
Yeah. See, the thing that so Tan's joined us in the chat, the live chat as well, and one thing that he's put up in here is that they would have had to sign an NDA. So if it's someone that's testing it or whatever, they would have had to sign an NDA. Now, with the Aussie Gamers Experience, we in ourselves we feel we're a decent community, like we're a decent sized community, but really we're small fry.
Totally.
Right? Especially when you come up against some of these big multinational media groups. That's, these people that sign NDA. So I personally have had to sign an NDA for numerous titles that we've been lucky enough to test or to try out before release. And, some of those NDAs are 25 grand, 200 grand, they're big dollars.
Yep.
So you can bet your ass I'm not friggin' releasing anything.
Yeah.
And not that I would anyway, because this is someone's job, it's someone's livelihood. It's not in my nature.
Yep. But
to think that they've gone after someone because yes, someone signed an NDA. This is an unreleased mode. No one technically knows officially if it's coming. There would be a massive NDA associated with that.
Totally.
So if they can get it, I don't think they will, but they're well within their rights to go after them.
Yeah, and to be fair, who's to say that this Assyrian dude was the guy who originally had he might have just stumbled across it and said, because that's how he sold it.
Yeah.
He's like,
hey,
check this website out. This has got this cool shit on it.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be this. I can do that. I can Google search and find an image and go, hey, check, that's cool. I'll put it up here. Unbeknown to me that I've just, caused... And, they can come after me, but, I don't know any better.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just you prove to me that I've somehow maliciously...
Prove I got it with malicious intention.
Exactly.
That's just not going to happen.
So,
What else we got, mate? Last bit of news from yourself. Tiger Electronics.
Now, I'm going to apologise to all those people that are that are too young to remember Tiger Electronics. Back in the 90s, so back when I was a kid.
Way back when.
Alright, for you old fellas, warm up the old grey matter because you're going to have to cast your mind back. Yep, the almighty handhelds, as Stewie knew.
Stewie jumps in. Of course he knew what they were.
So, Tiger Electronics...
I had to Google them.
Tiger Electronics made a shitload of these things. And you did a Google search and there's tons of them. Well, Hasbro obviously has the rights to these or whatever, so they've decided to come out and release a couple. So, a few of them. So there was obviously some really popular ones, and I remember these. I remember playing these. I'm pretty sure I possibly even had one of these. I don't remember if I had one or someone I knew I had one.
I'm pretty sure Sean's got one or two.
Yep.
For those that are listening along at home, Thorncliffe, I reckon he'd have a couple still lying around.
Still. So these ones I remember. These are the ones that they're looking to release. So there's Sonic 3, X-Men, The Little Mermaid, and Transformers Generations 2. Now, I have a funny feeling that I've played 3 out of those 4. So I believe I played the Sonic one. So essentially, from memory, it's like so for those that don't know, these were very basic handhelds. Yeah, they had like a little LCD screen, and
that's just a chromatic character, wasn't
it? Yeah, and literally you had maybe 3 different places where your character could probably move.
Yeah,
and you used the button, and depending on your input, it would light up an LCD picture of.
Yeah,
and like so, you know.
So think a dumbed down version of Donkey Kong.
Yeah, very much so, right? So there's that. So you had Sonic, and he had, like, obviously a spin and then a jump. And I'm pretty sure there was even a part, like, a little thing up the top where there was, like, tails, and you could grab on the tails, and he would hold you up while he was flying. For some reason, I don't remember the mechanic of the game. I don't remember the bad guys. I don't remember it. It might have been Dr. Robotnik on the other side shooting, like, laser bombs at you or something like that. And across the screen, you had to jump and duck them. The same with the X-Men, so you played as Cyclops fighting a bunch of Sentinels, I'm pretty sure it was.
Sentinels, yeah.
And then there was a thing, and I read the description of this one, and it reminded me, it's so weird. So you're Cyclops, and you're fighting a Sentinel, and then when your power gets low, Wolverine comes in and charges you up by, like, being near the sun. So he comes in and does this, like, attack thing that then there's obviously a little LCD sun, and it charges your power back up so you can then fight again.
Okay. Yeah, sounds legit.
Because that was one of Wolverine's powers, is harnessing the power of the sun. And then there was also The Little Mermaid. I'm pretty sure I played that one as well. I have this funny feeling my cousin... I think me, my brother, and my cousin, who were all very similar ages, I think we got one. I might have got the X-Men or the Sonic one. He got vice versa. And my cousin, she would have got the Little Mermaid. Because I remember she was really into it back then. It was every little girl's dream back then.
She'd love this trip down memory lane too.
I'm sure she would. She was like, this would be my only gaming, claim to fame here. And it's taking you this long. Anyway. So I really should get back onto the actual story instead of walking down memory lane. So anyway, Hasbro's looking to release them. It's $19 US. It's looking like $22 Australian. There's no Australian release date yet, but it is to be announced. And I did a quick eBay search, and at the moment they're sort of floating. Snoogs found one in the package, though it says used for like $160.
Yeah.
From my search, that's like crackers. That dude's smoking a lot of crack.
There's a 1988 Tank Attack for 166.
Yeah. So the majority of ones I quickly found that were these specific ones. You're looking around about the $30, $50 mark for around to buy a used one. So I sat there and had a chuckle to myself that Hasbro is literally tanking the market on these poor fuckers.
Yeah, well, they've
kept funny. These dusty pieces of shit.
It's funny.
You can get a new one for less.
Stewie put in the chat. I'll just bring that back up. Time to buy the old ones up before prices soar. I reckon they're going to crash.
Yeah,
pretty soon.
I think me telling you the price now is really going to limit. I'm not going to buy a genuine, like an old one for like $50 that may or may not work. For the sake of I can buy one brand new for $22.
Yeah.
So
I reckon by the time they put all their import shit on it, it'll be $29.
Maybe
probably around the $30 mark. Yeah.
But even still, like I'm just like, that's kind of where the price is at. So you can have a new one or an old one for $30.
$30.
I'm sorry, guys. You just held on for just that little bit too long. You should have sold at the 30 mark.
Should have sold them about a year ago.
Yep.
Oh, well. That's it news-wise.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else. Not that I will just double-check. Hold on a second. Nope. Nothing else. It's all done, all dusted. So, let's jump into some last words. All right, mate. Any shout-outs this week?
No. I don't.
No specifically ones?
No one's talking to me. I'm lonely.
No one's talking to you?
Talk to me. Come and talk to me. Come and... You know what? Someone come and befriend me on Xbox or something like that. Just so I've got someone that at the end of the week I can shout out to.
I'm going to shout out my brother. That little bastard rang me yesterday.
Yep.
Well, he rang me on Saturday.
Yep.
And he said, we're going to the collector fair on Sunday.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. Already had a day planned, whole lot of stuff done. Ended up, my little one was not feeling well, so took her to the doctor Sunday morning. And as I'm driving home, I get a video phone call. Yeah, right. So I've just hit answer in the car, and because it was connected to the Bluetooth, so I've hit answer. The video hasn't come up. He's gone, oh, you got to turn the video on. Yeah, right. Hold on a sec. Let me stop. He's pulled over, stopped. He goes, have a look at this. Now, I was a bit of a Transformers nerd growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Still am to some degree. I don't have any lying around, solely for the fact because all the ones that I liked when they were actually made of metal, you can't get anymore. No. And the ones that I had as a child were well played with. I didn't keep any, and whatnot. So they were played with. They were enjoyed.
Yep.
My brother's got a video, and he's gone, I've got to show you this. Have a look at this. And it was, what's his name? I've gone completely blank. I think it was Jetstream.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
The Autobot.
The Concorde. Is it a Concorde?
No, it was an F14.
Oh, yeah, the F14, yes.
The Tomcat.
The grey, the blue, blue, red, white, and grey one.
Yeah, yeah. So it was one of them, full, complete, with all its snap-on armour pieces.
Oh.
So the little, so it wasn't in a box or anything.
Yeah.
It was just, he's like, oh yeah, it's on a table, and it's on a table with just shit, right?
Yeah. And
he's like, and my brother's going, oh, have a look at this, and there was a 1950s Beetle.
Yep.
Bumblebee.
Yep.
And I'm like, and that's $20. I'm like, dude, grab. No, don't. I've got nowhere to put it.
Yep.
Don't grab it. All right, cool. He's like, oh, they've got the Camaro here. I'm like, no, if I want one, I'll get the original.
Yeah.
But, no, it's all right. He goes, oh, what about this? You'd love to have this again. I'm like, oh, shut up. Yeah, all right. How much is it? The guy goes, $225. Prick. All right. That's actually not a bad deal for something that complete. But, yeah. Had to tell him to, like I just said, just walk away. Just stop asking me the question and walk away. Because
So which one was $225?
Jetstream.
Oh, Jetstream. Oh, yeah. That's a hard one to walk away from.
It's a hard one to walk away from because it's definitely worth that sort of money.
Yeah.
And it was like, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I was looking over the phone, over messenger video chat. But he's telling me it's in great nick. And when it comes to collectible stuff,
your brother isn't.
He's a freak.
Yeah, he's a freak.
Like the sort of shit that he's got stashed away for collectibles, like his Magic the Gathering. that collection that boy's got. Yeah, my precious. And so he knows what he's looking out for. And he said, "Look, it's in good nick. Do you want it?" Had to tell him to walk away, but it was nice.
I can hear Uncle Chun. He's got a mad hard on right now. This is like pod porn for him right now. He's just sitting there going, "Oh yeah, keep going, baby."
Yeah, so that was the original one.
Was the decal still on it?
Yeah, everything was still on it. It was metal. It had gone that the paint, because they were probably still using lead paint back then. It's probably half the reason for some of the shit I'm going through.
Yeah, probably.
Chewing on lead paint.
Yeah.
So it got that sort of yellowy tinge to the white.
I know.
But it was not the worst, and it was nowhere near what mine was. Mine only bit the dust a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I think my nephew ended up
Yeah.
playing with a bit of it, but like the legs broke off mine, God knows how long ago, and whatnot. So yeah,
all my they're all old 80s spec ones, and they're they're in pieces.
They're well loved.
They're well loved.
They're well loved.
They went through all my brothers and me. So yeah.
Yeah, and then the mechanic in the family got them. Yeah.
Yeah.
How does this work?
Yeah, pretty much. I can fix this, right?
I can fix that.
Nope.
All right. Well, make sure everyone goes over and checks out our YouTube channel. There's a few reviews that have gone up over there, so make sure you say g'day. Aussie Gamers TV on Twitch and Snoogervision over on Twitch. Come and say g'day to us. Don't forget to hit that follow button. And Grejio XBL on Instagram. And a little bit on Twitch as well. Twitter, that one.
Yeah, it finds its way on the Twitter.
Finds its way over there.
So if you don't have Instagram, you can always find it there.
Yeah, cool. All right, and one last shout out to Aitan, Kaza, Radika, Stewie, and the Wraith. Thank you for joining us live, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen.
It's been fun and so much stuff in the background. Having a bit of a laugh through. Oh, that one with the chin, terrible.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
He just said, "I want the Unicron being released next year so bad," and I misread it and thought it said unicorn. So, yeah, mainly because of the conversation we had before we started, unicorn just brought back.
Oh no, that's a bad memory. Yeah.
So anyway,
all right.
Moving on.
Oh, good stuff. All right, mate. Well, let's close up the show, eh?
Let's do it.
Thank you very much to everyone who's listened to the show, and especially those who are still listening this far along. A super special thanks once again to those chatting along live. Thanks a lot, peeps. It's been good fun. Grejio, thanks for joining me again this week, bro.
Pleasure as always.
All good. A shout out to Lucas as well. Hi, editing Lucas.
Hi. You can put in your secret code right now.
Yeah, bring your code in wherever you like it. To all of our listeners, feel free to continue any of the topics we have discussed on this show over on our Discord channel. To get in touch with us directly, you can shoot us an email at info@theagexp.com. Don't forget to hit up our website, www.theagexp.com. Links, as always, are in the podcast show notes and descriptions. What was the secret sound? I don't know.
Alright, so the winning answer... No, we can't play it again, because Luke has all that power. So he'll probably edit it in. Maybe he can edit it in, but the answer that we accepted the other day when we were recording was Sonic. He just wanted to know what specific level of Sonic.
I'm glad you remember that.
So, I finished listening to...
on the way over.
So, no, it wasn't Zone 2, World 2, or any of the other 2s. We established that well and truly last week. So it was Sonic for those that were scratching their heads. Obviously, editing Lucas can give you the actual level in the edit.
Sounds good. Well, mate, that's all from me this week.
It's all from me as well.
Good stuff. I've been Snoogs.
And I have been Grejio.
See us!
Okay, editing Lucas here, just finishing off. That was the Marble Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, there was no Zone 2, Zone 3, that's not how the levels worked. They were all something zone, like Green Hill Zone, and that sound for the What's That Sound last week was Marble Zone. Cheers. Enjoy the end credits, I guess, of the show that are probably never listened to, because it's the same every week. Whatever. Bye-bye. Well, that's the end of another show, and if you're still listening to this part of the show, then know this, we love you. Come and join our exclusive Agents of Age group on Discord using the link in the description. Just join the server and say hi, quoting, "May the age be with you," and you will be added as an Agent of Age. Subscribe to this podcast using the links that are in the description for your convenience. Thanks again, we love you lots. See you next time on the official podcast of the Aussie Gamers Experience.